to your 1930s research presentation assignment directions. This project is to help you conduct research over the 1930s in order to understand the setting and the time frame of our upcoming novel, To Kill a Mockingbird. So the first step in your project is that you are going to receive a topic. Everyone is going to have a different topic. I want you to make sure that you understand your topic once you receive it. So if you don't understand what it's about, you need to ask me or a teacher so what you can elaborate on for your topic. Or if you don't necessarily understand your topic, perhaps we can find you another topic. But once you do have your topic, then you'll begin your research. If you do receive your topic, you want to fill in the blank up here on your handout to make sure that I know what topic you have. Make sure you put your name up here, but also put your topic here. The objective of your assignment is to independently work to answer the guided questions below, and I'll go over those in a minute. And you're going to produce a presentation over your topic. So the purpose of this assignment is to strengthen research skills as well as provide the student with a perspective on times during the 1930s, aiding in understanding to the novel To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. So here you're going to be responsible for researching your given topic. You're going to answer these questions below, and then you'll fill in the information. So you're going to be graded on two components right here. The first thing you're going to be graded on is completing this handout with relevant information along with the work cited. So that's going to be your first grade. It's going to be out of 50 points. I have that up here. You will submit this form, like right here, this Google Doc, it's a Google Doc. You'll submit it into your assignment page in Google Classroom. Then step 2, the next thing you'll be graded on, you're going to compile a presentation, and then you're going to present this presentation in Flipgrid so I can watch you present, or I can see you present, and I can give you a grade for it. And then you're also going to present it to the class, because one of the major components of this assignment is that you are the teacher. And so you are an expert and you're to teach your classmates on this subject. And so your classmates do need to see this presentation. So you can do your Flipgrid as like a practice for the class, and then you can go and present in front of the class. But you are required to have sources, obviously, because you don't know a lot about your topic probably. So here you need to make sure that you have at least, you're going to have 4 sources total. You have to have at least 1 book, and then you need to have 3 sources via Galileo. And I will go over in a second how to access Galileo. Ms. Geis, the media specialist, she will also show you how to do that as well. But the major goal of this assignment is to become an expert on your topic so you can teach it to your classmates. Now, this is also an important note that I have put here. I have not put these questions in any specific kind of order. You do not have to put these questions in this order on your presentation. You are the creator of your presentation. Therefore, it's up to you to compose and organize the material in your presentation. And I'm going to show you guys a good example presentation in a minute. And how this person, because some of you have people that you're researching and some of you have events. So it's going to be a little bit different, and these questions are guided for different topics. So the first aspect you're going to be looking for is you're introducing your topic to your audience. Can you provide a timeline of events? Are there certain terms your audience needs to know, laws, anything that stands out? Importance to the 1930s decade. So again, To Kill a Mockingbird is set in the 1930s. How does it contribute to the 1930s? And maybe your topic is one that goes into the 1930s. It was like teeters in like 1928, 1929. Or maybe it's in the latter half of the 1930s, but how does it contribute? Next are people and living. How did your topic affect people? How did it affect living? Explain in detail. So this is going to be that lifestyle kind of question. How did it affect people's lifestyles? And then number 6, list at least 8 interesting facts about your topic you think your audience should know. And number 7, additional information if you feel like there's anything else your audience needs to know. All right, moving on. So when you get to the end of your Google Doc here, I've already started your works cited page for you. I did a page break, so your works cited page should be by itself, remember, and you're going to type your citations down here when you submit them. And don't forget, they need to be in alphabetical order. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and add that for you guys now. I'm going to say, just for you guys, make sure they are alphabetical order. You're welcome. Okay. Y'all can delete this little thing. Y'all can delete this when you start your works cited page, but I put that on there to remind you, hey, your citations go here. So you're going to have on this page right here, you're going to have one book and 3 internet sources. And when I say internet, I mean Galileo. That's going to be academic articles, okay? Moving on, I've put your Flipgrid rubric in this document too. You don't necessarily need it in this document, but I just kind of meshed everything together so you could see it. This is what you're going to be graded on in Flipgrid. Now, I know presence is going to be a little bit iffy because, you know, everybody's going to do theirs differently. So I get that. I just really want to make sure that it's organized. You've mastered the subject. Is the presentation easy to understand? And was it an interesting project? And, you know, make sure it is interesting. I don't want to gouge my eyes out over here. Okay. Give me something interesting. So again, this is the document that you're going to submit in Google Docs on the assignment due date. All right, so this is step 1. You've gotten your topic, you've read through this information. After you understand what you're doing for the project, you're going to begin your research. So again, you must have at least 1 book source, and then you must have at least 3 internet sources. These internet sources need to be through Galileo, or it can be a credible website. So what is a credible website? Well, it's going to be your .gov, .edu, .org. Okay, do not go to Wikipedia. That is not a reliable source whatsoever. So I recommend looking for a book source first. Go ahead and get that one out of the way, and then you can begin looking for your 3 internet sources. When you get to your internet sources, you're like, well, how do I get to Galileo? We are going to go to the school website, bremenhigh.com. You're going to go to the Media Center. You're going to scroll down. Well, just kidding. You're not going to scroll down. You're going to go to databases right here. Click on that. And then you're going to click on Galileo. So what is Galileo? It's basically like a real place where you can get reliable articles. This is where you get academic articles. I use this when I do research, you know, and you can do K through 12. You can do, you know, public libraries, colleges, universities, but we have to find Bremen High School. So we'll click on that. You for the password, so you can get that from Ms. Geis, the media specialist. She should have that for you. So you type that in, click go. Okay. Now, when let's say I have, okay, look, the Scottsboro trial popped up because that's a really important event for this novel. All right, so let's click on that, and I'm going to click search. La-ti-da-ti-da. My internet is being slow. All right, so now you have different books right here. These are actual books. You can see the PDF full text, and it tells you the different chapters over here. So basically it's a book, but it's in its online format. You can email these pages, certain pages to yourself. You can save pages to a flash drive. You can export them. You can fully download it. But what I think you guys are going to like most about this is you can cite it. You don't have to go through that whole 1 through 9 MLA 8th edition citation I've taught you guys. Go to cite, scroll down, you're going to have to find MLA. All right, and look, works cited. So like this is by David Cates. This doesn't look right to me, so I'm gonna have to check it. Yeah, they did not do this right. So this is a good example for me to show you guys. So this is why it's important to know why you need to know the 1 through 9. So look, I would take this, I can copy it, I'm gonna go back to my document. All right, and then I can paste it on here. All right, but look, it's totally not right. So you're gonna have to go in and you're gonna have to make the font right. And then you're going to have to show me that you know how to change the highlight color here, correct this. So we know that number 1 is author. This is the author, but it's not in the right order because it's supposed to be what? Last name, comma, first name. So we're gonna have to actually take this and do Kate's, comma, David. Then next is the title of the source, Scots for Our Boys. We don't have 3, 4, 5, and 6. The Publishers Essential Library, copyright 2012. I got it from the EBSCOhost here. Okay. Then I want to make a hanging indentation. You're going to put your cursor here. All right. You're going to backspace. Then you're going to click enter. And then you're going to click the tab button. Okay. And then that's going to create your hanging indentation. And then you want to, let's see, double space it. Boom. There you go. All right. So that is not that complicated, but again, you have to make sure that the source is correct because that one was not. But again, go back to Galileo. You've got your research here. You can even narrow down the dates here. Okay. And then in some of the topics that you guys have, you can find related images or historical images. All right. And then you should be able to find, like if you click on this, you should be able to cite it from here as well. So again, this is a really good resource. I use this when I'm doing my research. Make sure you use Galileo. If your process is to just do your research, and more research, make sure that you document your sources as you do your research. Make sure you include the sources on your Works Cited page. Again, you're answering those questions. I don't care if you use bullet points, that's fine. You don't have to do complete sentences. Again, this is research and you're gathering your information. Once you've completed that, you are going to make sure that you've answered all of your questions there. Your sources are in the right order, format correctly on your Works Cited page, and then you can submit it or you can just wait until the deadline and work on your presentation. But the next step 4, and so you will be making your presentation. So you can use Google Slides. That's probably going to be the easiest. You can do Prezi. I've had students do Adobe Spark, and what they do in Adobe Spark is they put their presentation together and they can narrate it much like I'm narrating this video right now. They can walk me through what they're doing in their Adobe Spark presentation. Or if there's any other creative presentation tool that you want to use, you can just make sure you run it by someone to make sure that it will work in Flipgrid. Again, you are teaching your classmates. You do not have to put your information in any certain kind of order. As long as it makes sense and it's organized well, you are composing your own research in your presentation. So now I'm going to show you an example of a pretty good research presentation. This is an example of a good presentation. I would say the one thing lacking from this presentation is going to be images. I think that images help enhance your presentation, but the student did the end of prohibition and the 21st Amendment, and they organized it with what was prohibition. They went through their information, the 18th Amendment, bootlegging, and they talked about the 21st Amendment, and then they talked about the end of prohibition. So the information they presented was, in the correct order. I feel like it was chronologically correct. Again, this was a very plain presentation. It was good though, but it does need some images to it. And again, they did have a Works Cited page, which is what I will really be checking for. And sometimes it's kind of hard to format a works cited page. So the hanging indentation here, he did a little bit backwards. He didn't do the hanging indentions, he did indent here. I'm not going to be that picky about spacing and whatnot because it is hard to format. However, you do need to make sure that you have a works cited, the citations are correct, and it is in alphabetical order. Citation I want to show you that is really good, I usually use it as an example, is over the case of Emmett Till, which was a terrible, gruesome case. This is a really hard topic to do just because of the case itself and the injustice here. But I do want to show you the student's presentation. Over who was Emmett Till, she gave the information here. The next slide I'm going to skip is the cause of death because she included a brutal image here. But again, this presentation she did for me, so she didn't necessarily use this image in class, but she did show some of the court documents. She talked about why he was killed, the results that came from that, the outcome, the effects of his death. Like, we still talk about Emmett Till today. His name is referred to in a lot of hip hop songs. We've got the debate that went on years later. You can see in 2018, the federal government announced that they would reopen the case. That was a very big deal. And I remember, I think it was Keisha Lance Bottoms, Atlanta's mayor right now. She was talking about reopening that case along with the Atlanta child murders. So again, this is a very relevant topic even now, even though it happened so long ago, we're still discussing it. In her works cited page, what she did here was really smart. She actually took a screenshot of her work on her works cited page that she typed in her Google Doc, and then she inserted it as a picture here. And I thought that was a really smart way to cite her work. You have created your presentation, you will upload it to Flipgrid and I will grade it there, and then you will present it to your classmates as well. There will be more clarification on that from your teacher. So again, if there are questions, make sure that you ask. And again, the point of this assignment is not to go to google.com and just start typing in your topic. So don't do that. You need to be scholarly, and you need to use books and Galileo and reliable sources. So again, if you have questions, be sure to ask. Go forth and be awesome, my students.